This site is like the biggest employer in this municipality, so it's obvious it's important for the local community. INEOS Rafnes site gives a lot of people jobs. So working here we have responsibility to the local community to operate the plants safe and take care of surrounding areas and nature. The environment is important for the people who work here. We have to reduce our emissions. We have only one planet to live on, so it's important to protect it.
We have developed a CO2 reduction roadmap for the combined site of INOVYN and INEOS O&P.
And I think we are really on a good track to be able to reduce our emissions of CO2. So far we have split our approach into two phases. The first part, phase 1, which we are looking into trying to finalize by 2030, is really electrification. Norway is in the unique position that we have a lot of hydropower. 98% of the electricity consumed in Norway is hydropower. It means that we have clean, green electricity for our purposes, which so far not so many other producers have. This plant has electrified a lot already. 2 out of 3 big compressors is already electrified, which was done very, very early. A lot of smaller projects where the main part is electrification. The second phase is then carbon catch. And we're splitting this into the 2 phases. We will be able by phase 1 to reduce emission by 25%. It's approximately 100,000 tons CO2 per year. This equates to the emission of 50 to 55,000 cars per year.
We are INOVYN and we are an INEOS company. We have 2 plants located at Rafnes, a chlorine and a VCM plant. And then at the other side of the fjord we have our PVC plant at Herøya.
We have a couple of major projects coming up here now, what we call green projects. And one of them is a new facility for production of hydrogen.
This is the area where we are wanting to install a 20 megawatt electrolyzer producing 3,000 tons of hydrogen. We are already producing hydrogen in our chlorine plants, and thus we already have experience in producing hydrogen in a safe way, in a safe manner. And we have the benefit of, if we get to build a hydrogen plant here, we will be able to utilize that hydrogen internally in our VCM plant, and we will be able to utilize also the oxygen that is being produced. This will reduce our carbon footprint by about 20,000 tons per year.
The Aquarius Project is, I think, the first project on this planet where we are combining a hydrogen water electrolysis unit and a VCM plant. And the beauty of that is that we will save CO2 both through the hydrogen stream and the oxygen stream.
The project Aquarius is going to be a very expensive project. It's a big project, it's going to be costly. And it's even more costly to be the front runner, to be the first one out. So we are relying on the Norwegian government to be supportive, and we've cooperated quite closely with the governmental body of Enova.
Enova is a state-owned company working with different aid measures to increase the speed of technology development to decrease the emission of climate gases. Hydrogen as an energy carrier will be the part of the future. And in the INOVYN project Aquarius, we have this integration between this hydrogen production on one side and the process of the industry on the other side.
Our relationship with the Norwegian government, I think it's for the benefit of both the government and INEOS. And the reason for that is, of course, that the government has a target to reduce the emissions. So the government are seeking partnerships with industries that can be early movers here, and we have the same sort of interest. We want to be an early mover and want to use this window of opportunity and hopefully develop green opportunities also to business opportunities, because that's what's needed to sort of get this moving. It's to make sustainability a business idea.
And so in addition to Project Aquarius as well, we're also working on a large project to reduce a CO2 footprint through electrifying the parts of the VCM plant that emits the most CO2.
INOVYN Electra project is important because we are replacing fossil fuel with renewable electricity.
I started working at INOVYN a year ago, and being able to work on this project was one of the reasons I really wanted this job.
This process is complicated, it's a high risk, and we want to support that project to increase the speed and increase the possibility to succeed.
The green project we're working on, it's development projects. Some of them are really breaking in new technology, and we are really proud at Rafnes to be a part of something that could be implemented for several plants and other industries as well.
Net zero is very important to the people that work here because we need the employees to be proud of working here. We need the employees to be able to tell their children, their grandchildren, their grandparents that this is a clean and safe environment to work in. And they also need to know that we're doing everything we can to take care of the surrounding areas. And it's also important because our employees, they live where everybody else lives. So we're doing everything we can to move towards net zero, and it's important for us that our employees are proud of that. That's very important because we need, for the future, we need to attract talent, we need to attract apprentices, we need to attract people that want to live close to the industry, and we also want to attract people that want to work with industry.
Sustainability is important for the people that work here because we are proud of our workplace, and knowing that we are considerate of the environment, both locally and globally, is important to the community here.
The Aquarius Project and the goal to reduce the CO2 emissions is a step in the right direction.
If we aren't upfront with this, we won't survive. So it's important that we start this journey now.
Lots of projects, and takes a lot of resource to do it. It's not only one project, just do it and then we are ready.
For me as well personally, it is a great feeling to be part of making the future a better future for both my children and other children. To be part of something bigger than what you feel you do in everyday life is a great feeling, and I'm very excited about it.
But for me personally, I think it's highly motivating also to be working with some projects that I know will do good for the world. You know, I have two daughters, and who knows, maybe I will be a grandfather one day, and I mean, to be able to see them in their eyes and tell them that at least I was part of the start of the green transition, that feels pretty good.